I will be guessing what US state is richer. I say European. California or Rhode Island. California is really rich. It has to be California here. It is California. That was really easy, to be honest. California, Texas. Texas is really rich too, but that's pretty easy. California is richer still. Has to be California. We are saying California here. We are correct. That's a big difference, to be honest. Kentucky or Texas? I know nothing about Kentucky, but I never heard that it was rich, so I'm saying Texas here. Are we correct? Yes, we are. Kentucky is pretty poor, actually. Kentucky or Arizona? I think Arizona is pretty poor too, but it has to be richer than Kentucky. Just because of that, I'm saying Arizona here. We are correct. That's a tiny difference, so that was really close. West Virginia or Arizona? West Virginia is the poorest state in the US, I believe. Or maybe second poorest, after Mississippi. But nobody lives there, I think. But I would say Arizona still. Yes, that was a good choice. Let's go. West Virginia or Connecticut? I would say Connecticut is really rich, next to New York, or close to New York. So that helps, I guess. I'm saying Connecticut here. We are correct. 88,000, that's a lot. North Carolina or Connecticut? North Carolina is pretty rich, nothing bad, but Connecticut is apparently really rich on per capita basis. That's why I'm saying Connecticut again here. We should be correct. We are correct. Score 7, let's go. North Carolina or Colorado? That's a tricky one, to be honest. I want to say Colorado because of Denver, and it's overall bigger than North Carolina. I'm saying Colorado here. Are we correct? Yes, we are. 82,000. That's a big difference again. Massachusetts or Colorado? Massachusetts is really rich, I think. That's what I remember. But that's a wild guess, to be honest. We are correct. 98,000. Wow. Massachusetts or Kansas? I know nothing about Kansas, but their flag suggests that it is just farmland, basically. Kind of like Iowa, apparently. I'm saying Massachusetts 100%. We are correct, although Kansas is not that poor. Wyoming or Kansas? That's a tricky one because nobody lives in Wyoming. Just because of that, I kind of want to say Wyoming, but Kansas is pretty rich. I'm saying Kansas just because $71,000 per person is a lot. I'm saying Kansas here. Are we correct? No, we are not. I knew it because no one lives in Wyoming. That was a good try, though. I'm proud of it. That was a good try, to be honest. Mississippi or Washington? That's really easy. Mississippi is the poorest state in the US. I'm saying Washington here. We are correct. We have to be. We are correct. 47,000. That's nothing. Maryland or Washington? Washington is $92,000 per person. I have to say Washington again here. We are correct. Let's go. Maryland or Kentucky? We just had Kentucky. It was 72,000, I believe. Was it? I'm not sure now. But I'm saying Maryland. But I really did not remember what the figure was for Kentucky. So I'm saying Maryland here. 57, that's not that much. Wisconsin or Kentucky? I'm saying Wisconsin. I don't think it's that rich, but it should be richer than Kentucky. That would make sense. I'm saying Wisconsin here. Are we correct? Yes, we are. Let's go. Wisconsin or Kansas? We just had Kansas as well. It's kind of a memory game now. Kansas was 72,000, I believe, so I'm saying Kansas. Just because I remember. We are correct. Yes. Tennessee or Kansas? I don't think Tennessee is that rich, so I'm saying Kansas here. Are we correct? Yes, we are. Although that was pretty close here. Tennessee or Pennsylvania? I have to say Pennsylvania just because it is on the East Coast. And the East Coast kind of means rich, I guess. So just because of that, I'm saying Pennsylvania here. We are correct, although that was pretty close again. Idaho or Pennsylvania? That's a tough one because nobody lives in Idaho. And the states with not that many people will always have high GDP per capita. I want to say Idaho here. I'm saying Idaho. Are we correct? No, we're not. Oh my goodness. That was a bad guess. New Hampshire or New Jersey? I'm saying New Hampshire just because it is smaller. But New Jersey is next to New York. I'm saying New Hampshire still. My instinct tells me New Hampshire. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was a horrible guess. Tennessee or Vermont? We just had Tennessee. It was pretty low. That's why I'm saying Vermont here. 100%. Has to be Vermont. It's pretty poor. Oh my god. It's going horrible now. New Hampshire or Maine? We just had New Hampshire, but I did not remember, to be honest. Did not remember the figure for New Hampshire. Maine has to be pretty rich, although I'm not sure. Is this a farmer on their flag? I don't know if that's a good sign. And New Hampshire has a boat, a ship. So I'm saying New Hampshire here. Are we wrong again? No, we're not, thankfully. Thankfully and finally. New Hampshire or Nevada? Have to say New Hampshire here. Nevada is just a desert and Las Vegas, basically. Has to be New Hampshire here. I'm saying New Hampshire. Is it New Hampshire? Yes, it is. Let's go. Connecticut or Nevada? We had Connecticut before. It was 88,000, I believe. That's why I'm saying Connecticut here. Definitely. Yes, my memory is really good as well. Connecticut or North Carolina? North Carolina is not that rich. That's why I'm saying Connecticut here, 100%. Are we correct? Yes, we are, thankfully. Kentucky or North Carolina? We've had Kentucky before, and it was pretty high from what I remember. That's why I'm saying Kentucky here. Is it Kentucky? Is it that low? Why did I think it was high? 4, it's not great. It's not great, to be honest with you. New Hampshire, Alaska. I think Alaska was high, because we lost on Alaska once. I'm saying Alaska here. Let's say Alaska. We should be correct. Yes, we are correct. Thanks God. Missouri or Alaska? Has to be Alaska. $86,000 is a lot, to be honest. We are correct. Missouri is pretty low. Missouri or Wyoming? Wyoming was really high just because nobody lives there. That's why it's high per person. I'm saying Wyoming here. Definitely. It is Wyoming. 81,000 for a state like this is crazy. Colorado or Wyoming? I think Colorado was a bit higher than Wyoming because we had Colorado before. I think it was 86, but I'm not sure. I really don't want to lose now. I'm saying Colorado. Please. We are correct. That's a tiny difference. Look at that. Colorado or Iowa? Well, Iowa, as I've said before, is literally a farmland. There's nothing there, I think. Therefore, it is smart to say Colorado here. And I will say Colorado here. Is it Colorado? Yes, it is. Montana or Iowa? No one lives in Montana. That's the thing. That's why I want to say Montana. Let's say Montana. We're not correct. Oh my goodness. Iowa is not that poor for a farm state, apparently. Oregon or Utah? I want to say Oregon. Oregon's pretty rich. It's on the west coast. I'm saying Oregon. 70. Oh my goodness, that's a tiny difference. Wisconsin or Iowa? Iowa's pretty rich. I think Wisconsin was richer. I'm saying Wisconsin here. No, it's not rich. Oh my goodness, I remember that now. It's not going great. Pennsylvania or Kentucky? We've had them both before, but I can't remember the figures for them, to be honest. I want to say Pennsylvania, and I will say Pennsylvania here. For no reason. 71, 57, thanks God, finally. Pennsylvania or Virginia? I want to say Virginia here. I think we've had it before, and it was more than 71,000. I want to believe it was. Is it more? Yes, it is. Thank you. Mississippi or Virginia? Mississippi was really low. I think it was 47,000. It is Virginia here, 100%. We are correct. Florida or Mississippi? Florida's pretty rich, I think. Has to be Florida here. And it is Florida, although it is not that rich. South Dakota or Florida? I would say South Dakota just because nobody lives there and Florida is pretty poor. 73, wow. South Dakota or New York? New York has to be the richest state on GDP per capita basis. And it is New York. Illinois or New York? New York again, 100%. It is New York, although Illinois is really high too. Tennessee or Illinois? No idea. I would say Illinois here. We have to. We are correct, wow. Utah or Tennessee? I think Utah was really high. That's why I would say Utah here. Has to be correct. We are correct. Finally, 9. Scored 9. Utah or Wisconsin? I would say Utah again. We've had Wisconsin so many times, but I cannot remember the figure for Wisconsin. I'm saying Utah here. We are correct. Score 10. Score 10, let's go. Michigan for the first time or Wisconsin? They're next to each other, I believe. Michigan has to be a bit higher though, I think. It is not higher, oh my goodness. But we scored 10, so it's not bad.